my understanding is that Beeple, when he was first getting into this, was connecting the NFT digital artwork also to physical artwork that then people who made the purchase would be able to unpack and have that experience. So it's not entirely either or, right? Like, in a sense, I could see NFTs being a way of authenticating artwork in general and fueling the overall market.
Well, John, the way I like to talk about this is, authenticating physical artwork it's definitely a problem, but it's something that there's already great systems in place to do it. We already have galleries, auction houses, et cetera, people who are trained in authenticating physical artwork. Whereas with digital artwork, prior to NFTs, they were impossible to authenticate. And it was basically impossible if you were a digital artist like Beeple, you just straight up couldn't sell your artwork. So that's why I think NFTs have had more of an impact on digital art than physical art in the near term, because essentially they were solving a problem that was completely 100% unsolved. I think in the next few years, we definitely will see more movement into the physical. I'm a big fan of bringing my NFTs into the physical. You can see behind me, I have a screen where I love to show off my collection. This is a piece by Say Adams right here. And later this month, actually, one of our artists is doing a physical NFT show in Atlanta, Greg Mike. So I think especially, NFTs sort of became popular during the pandemic when it was really difficult to do physical events. But I think once the world starts to open up a little more, we're going to see some really, really exciting physical shows that involve NFTs.
And yeah, Duncan, that's what I'm saying. If I were a young artist starting out today, first of all, chances are digital would be a big part of what I'm doing, right? And why wouldn't anything that I do be backed by NFTs? Why would I have to want to deal with middlemen for authentication, giving them a cut, giving them control, when it can be more decentralized? I mean, isn't that part of what Beeple is showing the way toward?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I can't really think of a good reason either. And I think a lot more young artists are choosing digital. And a lot of the artists that are most successful on our platform, actually, some of them are quite young. Fewocious, who's one of the most well-known NFT artists, is only 18 years old. And he just bought a house in Seattle using the money that he's made selling his artwork. So I think, similar to the way that social media platforms allowed content creators to become famous at a very young age, I think Nifty Gateway and other NFT platforms are going to allow artists to become not just famous, but also financially independent at a very young age, which is very cool for us to see.
So to that point, Duncan, I'm wondering, obviously people are looking at the money that was made yesterday and are asking, well, what is stopping me from getting into that line of business myself? Can you just talk about the barriers to entry? How easy is this?
It really depends on who you are and what you're trying to create. I will say Nifty Gateway as a platform is curated. So we have to sign off on all the content that goes live on our platform. And we do a release about once a day. So, we're only capable of releasing at most 50 to 60 collections a month. There are platforms where anyone can go create anything, but, with those platforms, you sort of have to bring your own collector base. Whereas if you do a launch on Nifty Gateway, we have a group of collectors who shows up and likes to collect the work that we put out. I think that it's totally possible. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry to interrupt you. To that point, Griffin, I wonder, I know that you guys have created Nifties, the NFTs for Grimes and Steve Aoki, but is there anything that you wouldn't make into an NFT as you sort of pioneer this market? Do you need to have a standard, some things that you simply won't do because you don't think that they're going to have value?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's really easy to turn something into an NFT. I could take a picture of my bedroom and turn it into an NFT. And if I were an influencer who's on the scale of, a Jake Paul or something, maybe I would be tempted to do that. But long term, the market's going to reward NFTs that have a lot of thought put into them. And that's what we tell collectors on our site. We tell them they should buy and hold for a 5 to 10 year time frame.
So you're saying influencers should not issue NFTs? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think influencers shouldn't issue NFTs. I think they should issue NFTs the right way. What we tell them is do something thoughtful. Do something that 10 years from now you're going to be proud that you put out. Do something you put a lot of work into and that tells a story and has meaning. The exact same thing is true in physical art. The artworks that have a story tend to do very well.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.